Hello, I'm Wafflestick, and welcome back to my Minecraft survival series here on the WayStone server. We are currently on to Season 2, Episode 30, and I wanted to begin off today's episode with welcoming a new member. We now have LP on the server. She does some pretty cool builds. I will be leaving a link to her channel in the description below, and be sure to go check her out. But from our perspective, we are over here at the Guardian Farm, and I've decided that I want to do some decorations for this Guardian Farm because it seems like we've been doing a lot of projects and doing them halfway and not getting them done. I had intended to do this so I can go back in some more future episodes, but I think I want to go ahead and polish this off first and then go back to the other projects. So I had decided to use the default texture pack until Fistful comes back out with a new pack because, well, I don't know, I'm missing out on some textures of some of the new blocks and all of that as far as shulkers and other things like the beds to make it more aesthetically pleasing. So I had thought, let's just wait for the next version of Fistful to come out before we apply that again. But let's go ahead and get started with today's episode. I guess that is going to start with me collecting some resources. Okay, now we have a connection from our base to spawn. So over here is 2 canes gas. If I had Optifine, we could zoom in on that, but unfortunately 1.12 hasn't come out yet. But yes, this is going to be somewhat of a smaller hub for myself and all the connections that I need. For example, my redstone village, and then also my Guardian Farm, or anything in that particular area. I had thought that'd be a good idea, just to make a hub of my own because I could use the extra space, but I still need to do something with this tunnel. So, talking about projects that I've done and not finished, I've just added one. I've got to make a tunnel for this. But we are going to be doing the tunnel for the Guardian Farm today, which should be pretty fun, and decorating the Guardian Farm itself. Oh, this shop is great. Thank you, Jados. I appreciate this. This is G-Glass. I had bought a bunch of glass. We have 2 stacks for 1 diamond, and I've got 2 of them. We're going to be making panes out of these, but I'm not absolutely sure with what color I want to go with. I know we are going to be needing something aquatic, but we need something to balance that as well. But I don't really have anything that I can use as dye. I have some lapis up there, which may be what we go for. We have gathered some resources. We now have a bunch of prismarine blocks and then also packed ice. We're going to be using that to design this tunnel, which is going to lead to our Guardian Farm from our main base. Having these 3 blocks out is going to be what I'm going for because I need packed ice here to make some type of fast transportation system. We're going to be using glass panes as the sides so that way we'll have room to travel. But it's going to be a long and somewhat tedious process. To show you sort of what I have going on in my head, let's go ahead and take some of these packed ice blocks from the shulker box and place those in. So having these in like this, and then if we were to go ahead and grab some of these, put it in a circle, some lapis in the center, we should get some of these to make into glass panes. Let me go ahead and do that. Now we have some of these blue glass panes, which should look fine there. And then somehow integrate these prismarine blocks, which I haven't decided yet how we're going to do that. Probably not going to be using these. Could possibly be using this. So let's take these out. Just get an idea of what that looks like. Well, it could be better. Let's take these out. What if we were to place them like this? The only thing is the glass connects to that, and that doesn't look that great. Ooh, I have a feeling this is going to take some time to figure out. I believe this is the design I want to go with. I am still having some trouble coming up with something that looks nice, and I want to make it a little bit different from what I normally do, which is just 1 solid block. I want to use a bunch of different blocks like I used to do like my skeleton farm, just to give this build a little bit more oomph, if I must say so myself. Let's see what that looks like when we have these columns in and also the packed ice in the floor. Believe I like that design because we're using a bunch of different blocks. We've got wood, we've got prismarine, sandstone, And also we need to do something with the ceiling, which I haven't fully decided yet, which we could go with another, maybe another brick design? Thinking about it. So we have these blocks here. We are going to be using these for the columns, which looks really good as the columns. I don't know. Maybe we should do something with this. Break these down here, and then also place in the sandstone stairs so that it looks a little bit more... Okay. Now I could do that. I could go with that. Let's do that. Okay. Much different. In a way, I really like how that looks. What would it look like with some sea lanterns down here? For every column, we could do a sea lantern like that. Ooh, that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I mean, it's going to look really cool whenever we have the boat flying. And that's only 2 sea lanterns per column. Okay, I want that design because it kind of looks more underwater. After some work, I have decided to go with this design. Looks pretty cool to me. I mean, we've used several different blocks. We've been using stairs to kind of accent things. I have a stone slab right here with some stairs like that. I believe it would look maybe just a little bit better if we were to do this and then also this. If maybe perhaps we could take some of these stairs and just give this a shot. So having it in this pattern. Ooh, really love that shape. I just love this shape right here. We have all these 4 corners sticking out. Yep. That's the design I'm definitely going to go with. We could do like a sea lantern there, but I like the lighting we have. No, I feel like the depth of the slab is going to look a lot better. Just like that. Having it kind of flat, maybe even going inward a bit to give it more depth. Yeah, that's andesite actually. We could use andesite. I think that looks a little bit better than the stone slab. A little bit more texture, a little bit more interesting. Let's go ahead and get her rolling with this. I sort of developed this process of placing in all these blocks so that we do have this tunnel in a repetitive pattern. I probably shouldn't put the glass on the sides before doing this, but it looks like we are about done and filling in that area right now. I want to show you how cool the light looks in the tunnel. If that does not look cool, then I don't know what does. I love how the light reflects off of the prismarine blocks on the top and also gives some subtle glow onto the packed ice. Next up, I believe we just got to line this so that it does kind of just go out here while we are walking this way, because I want to show you how far I've gotten. So about this far. Not too far. I mean, what? About 50 blocks or so? And it's about 150 blocks until we reach our portal going to our guardian farm. So if we go up to this corner here, this is where our guardian farm is. So it's not too bad. We're close to halfway, but not there entirely. Let's go ahead and finish this up. So it seems a lot has happened since that last clip. I've ordered a new microphone. I spent a couple of days not doing anything except for this tunnel and just kind of picking it up here and there. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. LP gave me the suggestion of taking out the compact ice on the sides. And, well, there's something that's really cool that's come out of it. I cannot wait to show you. Oh, doesn't this just look so cool? It looks like some kind of jet hangar or something. Let's go ahead and give it a test drive. So to access our boats, I have it in a kind of a hidden compartment up here with our boat. We'll go ahead and snap that back in. I had put another row of panes to prevent zombie pigmen from spawning. Let's give this a shot. That just looks so cool. I love the way that looks. It's a little bit disorienting when you hit that corner, but here is the portal. And we can go ahead and put this boat up, which I don't have my sword. Yeah, it's in first slot. I usually put my sword up whenever I'm building stuff. But yeah, very clean setup. And this portal looks pretty cool. And I started thinking, I was like, why do I build so basic and functional until I got to this? I was like, oh, well, I make big long tunnels like this. And this took me forever. I mean, it took a long time to put this all together. But hey, I look back and I'm very proud of it, so job well done. So the next project of the day is going to be the Guardian Farm. We need to get this done so that we'll have a beautiful area. Now, I'm just going to be working from this block right here to where the portal meets, so that we can just kind of work with this area instead of doing the whole temple, because I started looking at the rather large temple and I'm like, well, we don't need that much space, so let's just go ahead and decorate this area. We can use a little bit of this for storage, but I don't really want to go too in depth with it. So let's go ahead and try to rough draft some designs so that we can get this place looking nice. So I've been bickering and battering with myself. I want to make this design look very unique, something different about it. So we have these beams coming across that we're going to have to correct in some way because, well, at this state it looks kind of strange, but I want them to come to this point here and look up and be like, oh wow, that's quite a big structure. I mean, it's nothing special, but it's a big structure encasing a bunch of guardians, and you know, I want people to have that impression when they come in. It's like, oh, this is something strange. What is this? And they come in and there's, oh, it's a guardian farm, you know? So I still have to redecorate all of this. I had decided to go with some of the sandstone and also the dark prismarine because I believe that looks good together. We have that transition from a very dark color and also a medium color into a lighter color into birch, which is slightly texturizing the sandstone, which I believe looks pretty good. But now we just kind of add some more aesthetics, like putting some chests in and doing something with this roof, which I quite haven't figured out what I want to do with it yet. So whoa, this project did not take much time at all. I had just got to bickering around and got all my stuff in. And I looked back and I was like, well, we kind of done everything. I was going to do a progress update and then I realized, well, the build's pretty much finished. We have all of this dark prismarine in here and I love it. I love darker colors, but I just don't ever work with them much. But this is kind of what I've got going on. I got a lot of contrast with the sandstone, which I may have to split up just a little bit here and there, but I think it looks fine for now. If we look up here, there's somewhat of a pattern going on with the ceiling. So it kind of looks like the skeleton farm. If you remember, it was kind of like a house roof, but not necessarily. It was close, but no cookie. And we kind of have the same thing going on here. It's more like a circular opening right here. And once we go in, we see this quite big area. We see guardians floating about. And I had put some trapdoors here because I thought, well, we could cover that up a bit, make it look just a little bit more interesting, and cover up some Easter egg in there that you guys might see on the world download. But looks like Bleach Leech and I have fixed this well enough. Bleach Leech had come over and helped me make this a little bit more efficient because, well, the lava pit was just too far up and I was having a hard time getting in there. So I'd like to thank Leech Leech for that. I appreciate that, Leech Leech. I think, well, since we have some time left, let's begin another project because, well, we're on a roll today. Before we do begin the next project, I wanted to bring it to your attention that I am immensely triggered. I am immensely triggered by this. It's one block off. Drive me insane. Oh, that could really heat someone. But before we do continue, I wanted to show you that these sea lanterns have been put in place of the glowstone that we had earlier. Also, I had moved the orange blocks that were in the middle as the accent to terracotta. I believe those blend in well, and you would notice the subtle detail if you were to pass them. Now, for the rest of this episode, I really want to take the time to do something that is much needed. I need to do a shop because, well, I'm 30 episodes in. I've done one with Pickle, but he had left the server, so I'm just kind of stuck with like, hey, do I do these builds on my own? Or, you know, I'm just kind of in limbo about that. I'm not sure if I want to continue the WayStone Realty. May put the shutters on that, but I'm not absolutely sure. So perhaps a Guardian Farm shop, some of the drop shops from the Guardian Farm, would be a good thing to put in because, well, this whole episode's been about the Guardian Farm. Why not make a Guardian drop shop? I mean, it's sort of looking like an ocean temple. Let's put it like that. It's a very modern ocean temple that has been redesigned. I think dark oak looks so good with prismarine on a smaller scale rather than a large scale. Yeah, that's working. We just got to somehow connect that, which could be quite simple. We just got to go up here and then do this like that, and then like that, and it has some sort of connection, making it look unique. Ooh, yeah, I like it so far. Let's continue with that design and hopefully get somewhere by doing that. Ooh, yeah, that's looking a lot better. It's coming together, folks. So we do have this pretty much complete. It seems like we've just got a little bit to go. I'm really liking the way this looks. I mean, we're very sporadic with the way we're placing blocks. It's very generous in a way. It's kind of strange how to say that, or how to phrase that. But maybe perhaps some kind of big window back here. That seems to be the method I go for. It's like, well, we've got a window pane design, so let's go ahead and put that in whenever I run out of other blocks. It's just the way things go. I'm kind of referencing what I have over here, so perhaps having these, if I can do this without... Don't know why we need flowers to block placements. Kind of an odd thing to say, but I think that's very close to what we need. We just need the column, I believe we'll be good. So having 3 here, and then having another 3 there, and then we just need 2 there, and that should complete the design. Oh yeah, I like it. I think I want to keep this. I started looking at it. Let me put these blocks up before we do look at it. I now have some sea lanterns out front. Oh, doesn't that look cool? Just the concept of it, I thought looked good with the temple itself. Now we just gotta get rid of these elongations by putting in some prismarine here. Then I gotta figure out something. I know this is going to be glass, probably panes, but not absolutely sure what I want to do with the sides. Maybe perhaps some of this. Let's try this right here. That. Very dark and different looking. What does it look like from the outside? Yep, I'm keeping that. That looks cool. So we now have this shop. And I'm glad to have it done. I mean, we have done everything with the Guardians lately. We've done an episode on making the farm itself. We've done this episode on doing the Nether tunnel to there and also decorating it. Now we just need the shop. And here it is. I mean, humble shop. We're going to be making some good money here. We've got 1 diamond per half stack of sea lanterns. And then also 1 diamond per stack for the blocks themselves, which I may actually have to adjust the pricing on that because the brick is a little bit more expensive than the prismarine block. So it's going to take some adjusting, maybe getting the price right, but I'm really happy with this build. It looks much like a temple, Leech had said. And wow, we've done a great job this episode on decorating everything. But I think that's going to be about it for this episode, guys. Hope you did enjoy watching. We got everything that correlates with the Guardian farm pretty much now, so I'm glad to have that done. We will be getting into other projects next episode. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and we'll see you in a video later down the road.